Today on the Executive Lounge, I'm joined by someone who's reimagining the future of education in India, Dr. Tristha Ramamurthy. She's the founder of Ekya Schools, the Provost of CMR University, and the Vice President of the CMR Group of Institutions. Together, she serves over 20,000 students all over the country. She blends global research with real world learning, from Harvard's Project Zero to design thinking at Stanford. She's not only a visionary educator, but also an early stage investor, fitness enthusiast, art collector, and aquaponic farmer. In this conversation, we explore her philosophy on education, her bold new experiment, Ekya Nava, and the values that keep her grounded, curious, and always evolving. Thank you for being with us, Auntie. So you wear many hats as the founder of Ekya, Provost of CMR University, and Vice President of the CMR Group. But when someone asks you what it is that you do, what was the first thing that you say?
Firstly, lovely to be here, Kaini, and I'm so happy to be doing this with you. So proud of you for doing something like this. I think if I were to describe to people what I do, I say I try to create magic in classrooms. That's my work, whether it's for 2-year-olds or whether it's for 21-year-olds. I think that's my goal.
So you've studied and worked in Singapore, the UK, and the US. What has brought you back to Bangalore, and what keeps you here?
So when I was doing my masters, I was doing that in the US, and I always wanted to work in India, and I felt like America doesn't need me, the UK doesn't need me, and from a very young age I've known that India is where I want to be. I can contribute best in a country like this.
Yeah.
And I came back right after doing my masters, so I've been here now since 2008, and I don't think any other country needs the kind of contribution and effort that we can do in a country like India.
You can make a bigger impact over here.
Absolutely.
So you've spent your whole life reimagining education, but did you enjoy school as a student, and like what were you like back then?
Okay. I was a little bit of a nerd. I loved school. I went to National Public School in Ranagar till grade 10, and then I went to TISB for my IB for 11 and 12. And I wasn't, the outgoing or really loud kid or the funny kid in the class. I was a very quiet one, but I loved school. I loved my teachers. Even today, I look back at my school experience, and I so treasure it. And because my mother started a school when I was 5 years old, I saw her build entire organization. So I felt very protective of teachers and school systems. And when I was in TISB, for example, a lot of the kids, my classmates, were complaining about, oh, this is an international school, why is the samosa so bad, like we've paid such high fees, and they would complain about the school. And when I was just starting off my 11th grade, I wrote a business plan about how a school is run. I did my own calculations, and I wanted to really defend schools. Like, no, it's so hard, teachers work so hard, and it's not easy to run a school, because I had that soft spot and I loved my school. I don't want anyone to say anything bad about teachers. So I was that kind of a kid, a little bit of a nerd.
Okay. Like, looking back, was there like a teacher or a family member or like a leader who helped you believe in yourself or dream bigger? Like, since you have such a strong connection to your teachers. And
I think my mom has been a great inspiration. She started a school about 35 odd years ago, and I saw her build it from being a housewife to then being a school leader, especially being one of the few women in the space at that time. So she's been really inspirational. My father's always supported me, and it was always helping me be more organized. telling me that I could do things and pushing me to do really interesting things. And I think as a school leader, I really admired Dr. Bindu, who is who's at the helm of all the NPS schools and TISB, and I really look up to her as a mentor, and for somebody who's I wish I could be like her and be the kind person that she is.
So when you started Ekya back in 2010, what did you see in Indian education that made you think like this has to change?
Ekya was founded to bring a lot of educational advancements and how kids can learn, how we can teach. And what I saw missing was this, rote-based learning, right? And what was missing was a real-world application of learning. And I wanted to do it at scale. I wanted to do it at many different schools. Can I build an ecosystem that's very strong in the way children learn and the way teachers teach? So I wanted to solve that problem. And growing up, I also saw that it's possible that a school, even though kids are all in the same school, they might not all feel like one family. There might be little cliques of, the cool kids and the sporty kids. And I wanted school to be one community and feel really strong and tight and close together. So those are the kind of problems I wanted to solve, and that's what I hope I'm still in the journey of solving.
So what do you do differently that seeks to solve this problem?
So we build our own curriculum. We design it from scratch, end to end. We're board agnostic, so even though our schools are affiliated to, say, the CBSE or ICSE or IGCSE board, the curriculum that we build is focused on real world skills. So we build it from scratch. And we also have a very strong culture in our school. And we really care about how students are treated, how they treat each other. And that's what we keep trying to instill in how do we build this community of learners. And that's what Ekya stands for. It's all, Ekya means together as one. So that's what we're trying to build.
How do you deal with the resistance that comes with trying new ideas in a system still so focused on rote learning and marks? Like, I heard you studied Project Zero at Harvard. Like, how do you deal with the resistance that comes with that?
I think resistance comes from not knowing, and there have been very challenging instances of having to convince. And when I started the first school, I was hardly 24 or something, so I was very young. So you face resistance in so many different fronts. It's not just in terms of curriculum, it's in terms of culture, it's in terms of trust, in terms of in terms of alignment. So really having conversations, convincing, and sometimes it's okay if somebody doesn't believe in you right now, maybe they'll believe you in time to come. So you have to earn the trust of people. And so I've learned a lot of lessons, a lot of failures, and learned that it's okay, and you have to really believe in yourself and just stick to what you want to do, and people will follow.
So in your opinion, what does real world readiness mean to you for students today?
What I'd like to see is students having empathy, understanding things around them, and being in a place where they can make a difference. That is real world readiness to me. Is, can you solve a problem? Can you imagine a solution? Maybe it won't work, but are you willing to even try? That's what I hope our students are able to do.
And what is one thing that you think schools should teach students like me that they didn't 10 years ago?
How to believe in themselves, to be centered, to be grounded, to be humble. I think I wouldn't say it's not been taught 10 years ago. From the very beginning of time, education has been trying to teach values. And I think that is never going to change. and we just need to double down on it.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And they say that the most important things in life you learn in kindergarten. Be kind, be caring.
Yeah.
Help somebody that falls down.
Yeah.
Simple things. I think we just have to double down on that. I have nothing new to add. We just have to do the same old thing.
So running a whole university sounds like such a big responsibility, but has there been like a small moment with a student or a team member that reminds you like why you do what you do?
It happens very often. When you see a student that's graduated, not only from the university but even from a school, and they come back and they're so confident and they're such good human beings. Like, that makes me so proud. Like, just recently I had 2 of my former students come in and just hang out, and they talked for a long time, and they just shared everything that's happening. I was just proud to see that they're good people, and they're being innovative, they're trying to do different things. That kind of stuff makes me really proud. I don't care as much that you have a high position in a company, or like you're earning so much. It really doesn't matter. Are they kind? Are they good? Are they sweet? Do they have gratitude towards other people? Are they taking care of their parents? Are they just sweet people? So yeah, just recently I met 2 of my students. I'm really proud of them.
You've done a lot of research about what motivates teachers, and what do you believe truly drives great educators, and how did you build a school culture that keeps teachers inspired and supportive?
So I have spent a lot of time. My doctorate was about teacher motivation, and I really believe that as a society we need to celebrate the teaching profession. Unless we appreciate teachers for the work they do and how challenging teaching work is, we're never going to be able to attract great teachers into the profession. So at Ekya and at the CMR Group, we have special divisions that only focus on teacher capacity building, that support teachers. And I think I trust my teachers to do a good job. I trust them that they are here because they care about kids. And I think and I hope that all parents believe that. Unless we think our teachers are amazing, we're never going to have great teachers, right? So that's what we're trying to do.
It's about like building the trust with them and like appreciating them.
Yeah, appreciating them, celebrating the work that they do, understanding that, hey, teaching is not easy. It's not easy. And they say that a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist works with 1 patient at a time or 1 client at a time, but a teacher has to work with 30 kids at the same time, many of them who don't want to be there. And each of them is on a whole different tangent, and the teacher has to be there and consistently be that person that the students can rely on. It is not easy, and I think just understanding and appreciating the work that they do, I think that makes a huge difference, and I try to do that for our teachers.
So in your new school, Ekya Nava, it feels like a bold leap. So what's something that you're trying to do there or implement there that you wouldn't have done a decade ago?
We're innovating on a new kind of school system. There were, maybe a decade ago, there were schools that were traditional schools, and then schools that were very innovative came up. What we say progressive schools that are trying new curriculum, trying new ways of teaching. But I believe the next wave of the innovation in schools would be thematic schools, schools that focus on a particular area. So Ekya Nava is focused on innovation, maybe a school for sports, maybe a school for sustainability, maybe a school for just math. So I believe that is the next wave and of learning that goes deep into a particular area and celebrates that. And so Ekya Nava is one such school.
So like specialization at such a young age.
Yes, yes. and this is happening globally.
Yeah.
And I think India could use that kind of push and innovation. And we're calling it purpose-based schools, schools focused on a particular theme.
Yeah. So you've worked with the 1 Billion Literates Foundation. Could you tell us a little bit about your work over there?
So I'm a trustee at OBLF, and it's an amazing organization that's working not just in education, but in health and livelihood in the Anekal district in Bangalore. I've been supporting it because there are many good friends who are working on this mission. And I learn more than I contribute, to be honest. I learn so much about how a grassroots non-profit that's working with people from different segments is solving different problems.
Yeah.
How to fundraise, how to build a team around in the non-profit space. So I've been learning a lot from the OBLF.
And so I read that you're also into fitness and into art. How do those interests shape your thinking or like your leadership style in unexpected ways? I also heard that you're into a certain type of farming.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you learn from there that influences your leadership style?
That's a really good question. I hope, what I try always is that Ekya embodies me authentically. Like, we don't do things that I don't really love and believe in, and I can stand by and strongly say, yes, this is something that is us, and you know, and I love it myself. So whether it's our PE program and the way we redesigned it for our health and fitness, we during COVID and post-COVID, because I love hiking, we introduced hiking for kids, and we still continue doing that. We want a very outdoorsy curriculum for our students. So we do weekend hikes and things like that. With, you know, I have an aquaponic farm. I want to grow my own food, and you know, I grow things at home. And so we're going to be launching a school for sustainability and conservation. So a lot of we talked about Ekya Nava as a. I love making. I love you know, the design thinking process. So Ekya Nava is born out of that interest. And Ekya Khel hopefully will be about my sports interest. So that's also the purpose-based schools is a born out of my core passion.
It's a reflection of your personality.
What I genuinely believe, and what I hope students will gain from all the experiences I've gained from having exposure to these areas. So I love collecting art. You can see all of that behind. So our art program has been redesigned multiple times, and the way we do our visual art program is very unique. So you know, I'm hoping all that learning I can bring it to students.
So if you could walk into a classroom today and speak to students across India, what's one more thing that you wish more of us understood about learning?
That more students understood about learning. What I wish students in today's classrooms would understand is that there's a world outside their phones. I really wish they learned that. I think gratefulness is something that I wish they would practice much more, and appreciating one another. And I keep coming back to, you know, being kind and compassionate. I really wish students wouldn't focus as much as on hey, this is math, this is science. You know, all that comes naturally if you're just kind to each other. There's compassion and being grateful for such amazing opportunities, for parents who love you, teachers who are there for you. Like, kids are so lucky today. And not to get caught up in the social media, how many likes did I get, sort of that trap. I wish they learned that there's a world outside.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
So those are all the questions I have for today, Auntie.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm sure everybody learned a lot from you today.
Thank you, Kaini.
Thank you, Auntie.
Lovely, nice questions, and it was a little bit of a challenge for me to answer them. But thank you. All the best with your project.
Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah.